So hello everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racy, and this is just a general discussion for anybody just needs someone to talk to. I do as I'm guided. Sometimes conversation's just better. So I'm here. You guys feel like you need a friend? I'm here. For those of you who are not familiar with me or my channel, please know that I do use profanity even if you're watching, the discussion and taking what you want from it, what you resonate with in divine time. Um, especially if someone else is going through something that, similarly you're going through or just feeling and sensing right now. I do use profanity and talk about adult things. So, if you, if that's not your thing or you have kids around or, you just don't appreciate that kind of language in general, because, I don't sugarcoat here. You could sign off now, right? You could sign off now. Otherwise, we're just going to get talking. I'm just here, guys. I'm just here. I don't know who needs me here, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm just sharing this out to my Facebook family real quick, just in case anybody on there needs me, because I love yous all. Hey Viv, hey McKenna, how y'all doing? Energy's been a little wild. Messages have been coming through super clear lately. I know people are feeling the shit, so I just wanted to be here for you guys is all. That's all. I don't know if anybody felt like venting or if anybody just wanted some good old BFF racy advice. You know what I mean? On a real note. For those of you who don't know, because I typically don't smoke on camera, I do have an e-cig, and I switch back and forth between my camels. Anybody who video chats with me knows, especially on Facebook, they know me. I try not to do it for the lives and things like that, but I approve the comments before they get posted, at least underneath the replays for these videos. So if you're going to complain about me smoking and tell me it's bad for my health, well, thank you. Thank you very much. I've cut back immensely, but I have not quit yet. So it is what it is for now. I don't believe that cigarettes are going to be the cause of death at this point in time. I do not. Did you? That's great, McKenna. That's great. Talks are good. Yeah, honesty's coming out, guys, because, especially with all the cards that have been coming out recently, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot because it's not just about being honest with our counterparts either, Getting honest with ourselves means getting honest with everybody. Truly means getting honest with everybody. And feeling really good about all of our relationships, in general. In general. We can't just be honest with some people and not with others. Like, we really do have to let the truth out, let it speak for itself. Honestly. I've been doing it this week too. I mean, I've been kind of listening to my guides and just doing as what resonates with me, and it's worked so far. I mean, everybody that's needed a message has gotten it in divine time, which is really good, and I'm glad that people are really taking the advice. For those of you who didn't catch the messages for and from the DM and the DF earlier, they're both for everybody. Everybody has a divine masculine and feminine aspect within the self, so please make sure you watch them both and not just one. It is your headspace and heart space talking to you. Aloha, Melissa. How you doing? Yeah, Viv, the energy's been really intense. The cosmos have been intense. I put up a community post earlier in the week about all of the crap going on in the cosmos, all geared towards finding that unconditional truth of self. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what, McKenna, all in divine time. And sometimes the truth resonates later. Whenever people speak their truth initially, guys, and you got to prepare yourselves for it. When you initially speak your truth to someone, uh, people get defensive. People get defensive, or they go on the attack and they try and knock you down a peg, and that's when you really just got to stay solid in your truth and remember that people project. People project, and it's not your fault that they project. You know, that's their own healing that they're going through, and you being in your truth is helping them understand that, because when you don't allow that energy or that reaction, yeah, or ghost, whatever they do, um, I've had that happen to me. It's it happens. It's not a projection of me, you know. When people hear truth and ignore it, it is truly because they're ignoring the truth within themselves. They're just ignoring the truth within themselves, and that's why they can't receive truth from someone else. That's just where they are in the healing. That's all. It's just where they are right now. And you just kind of have to let them heal at their own rate. Let them reflect in divine time, because sooner than later, when you speak your truth, when you stand in your own self-respect, or you acknowledge your own feelings and you allow yourself to be vulnerable, or you discuss what you've learned and how you've grown and how you've changed and things like that, you know, people have a hard time acknowledging and facing that they haven't necessarily done this. Yeah, if they're ghosting you and stalking you at the same time, it's honest to God, because they know that there's something to be learned there. There's something to be recognized there. And they're just not acknowledging it within themselves. They're watching it in someone else, not realizing they can create it within themselves too. You know, when people thrive and they start doing better, they start, you know, being more positive in general, and they're not reacting to life's downfalls with, you know, dread and oh my God, I'm wallowing in misery and I hate my life and fuck my life and all that shit, you know, and they're actually like, you know what, things might not be going my way, but it doesn't mean it's not happening perfectly. I just don't understand it all yet. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to stay positive. The universe has something good in store for me. There's an opportunity coming my way that, you know, I haven't been able to see yet, but it doesn't mean it's not coming. People people learn through observation. They really do. They really do. Yeah, and you know what? If you're going to pray for his happiness, make sure you pray for your own too. Make sure you pray for your own too. Yeah. I put out or rather I shared another YouTuber. Her name is Mei-lan Maurits. Mortis? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm butchering it, but she's excellent. And she sings angelic light codes. She sings through angelic light codes. And she did one because I was talking about it earlier. I was talking about Archangel Uriel, and sure enough, you know, the divine synchronizes everything. She posted something just hours later, a transmission from Archangel Uriel. And so I shared that to the community post. I'm always putting little things in the community post, guys, that I don't actually go live with or, you know, post videos on. You know what? I pray for their karmic too. I pray for their whole karmic situation and my own. And my own. You know, and I know the more that I clear out of my own experience and the more truth I speak in my own experience and the more aligned I get. Yeah. I pray for everybody to heal. Everyone. 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 I pray for everyone. There's no exceptions. There's no exceptions. I pray for everybody. All the time. Yeah, you just put love out there, that's all. You put love out there for yourself and others, and just have faith that everything will show in divine time, and we're aligned with it. The more untruths we stop living in, the more untruths that we, you know, tell ourselves and others, the more clear our own auric field gets, our own energy gets. And we release a lot of the weights that we hold in our heart. We release the things that keep us locked up, you know, in our truth. And we start to see things more clearly, you know, opportunity, divine opportunity starts to present itself. And then we get to trust, you know, we get to trust that our alignment is correct and take leaps of faith. And take leaps of faith. You know, when we're not aligned, when we are not aligned, and there is a higher path out there for us to learn on, for us to experience, the universe will take all your other options away. It really will. It will take all of your other options away. It does. It's happened multiple times in all of our lives where we feel like we've had to start over from ground zero. It does it all the time. It does it all the time. Too often for my liking, I decided to realign myself at 100. I don't feel like going through anything that I don't need to go through anymore. You know, loss and grieving, and things in our life change or people pass away or things like that. Like, those are things we can't avoid. But there are so many things in our life that fall apart that were completely avoidable from the gate. It was not an experience we had to go through. It was not losses we had to go through. And it's realizing that when we take ownership of everything that we've created from our energy not being in alignment with self at 100, expecting other people to fill our voids and stuff, and do the things that we don't want to do for us so that we don't have to. Universe is like, excuse me. Divine intervention, you're gonna fucking learn it. You're gonna fucking learn to be independent. You're gonna fucking learn that you can be a mom or you could be a dad and make money or or not, like that you don't have to drill yourself into the ground for other people. Whatever your lesson is, because we all have them. We all have them. We all have skills, we all have gifts, we all have drive. When we're inspired, when we're inspired, we're all capable of really awesome things. And people forget. People forget. We get really lazy. We get really used to putting our lessons off on other people and our voids off on other people to fill, and it's not right that we do that to anybody. Truly. It's on us to make our life what we want it to be. We have to remember what we deserve. Yeah, we have to remember what we deserve. I was having a discussion the other day. There's no such thing as good and evil, or light and dark per se. There's darkness in people and demons and blah blah blah. I mean, given on oracle cards have all the terminology, but really what it is, it's just a matter of healed and unhealed. That's all it is. And some of us have 10% of ourselves healed. Some of us have 100% of ourselves healed. And most people don't. Most people don't. And it's just a matter of finding the little unhealed parts of ourselves and focusing on that so that we can bring it to a healed state. That's all it is. Our healed state is our light. Our unhealed state is our darkness. It's all synonymous. It's all the same thing. I prefer to use healed and unhealed because, if it's dark, then people think it's dark and it's our shadow and it's not going to go anywhere. But if you change the terminology and say, you know what, it's not my darkness that I can't overcome, it's just my unhealed parts of self. It's the unhealed parts, that's all. But anything that's unhealed can heal. Anything that's unhealed can heal. And nobody can tell you different. You're in control of your own healing all the time. It's like going to the gym and working out on a certain muscle because you want it to improve, you want it to strengthen. Well, you start working on your unhealed parts of self, the parts of ourselves that get triggered, the parts of ourselves that get triggered. And we tell ourselves we're not going to allow ourselves to get triggered by that anymore. We're going to strengthen it within ourselves and we're going to heal it. And we do. And we do. Yeah, I've gotten smacked by the universe before. I shit you not. That's a part of the process. It's how we learn. If I didn't go through all of those losses, if I didn't go through all of those lessons, if I didn't go through all of those triggers, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't be where I am right now. Honestly and truly. Honestly and truly. I mean, I can only be here and sit and talk to you guys about it because I've been through it. I've been through it. I would not be able to talk to you about things I don't understand. Trust. I would literally be up here like a fucking dope, not knowing what the hell I'm talking about. I know because I fucking experienced it. even if you don't resonate with the twin flame journey. You know, people don't like labels, especially our counterparts. They hate the labels. I don't want to be a masculine. I don't want to I don't want to be a feminine. I don't even believe in the twin flame. Blah blah blah. Listen, it's just, if we didn't have labels, I'd be sitting here truly like a mute telling you to read my mind. Feel what I feel. Learn what I have learned, and I'll just sit here and stare at you. And you'd be like, all right, she's fucking weird. So, so labels help explain things, right? Labels help explain things, so that we can understand, people that resonate with the twin flame journey. The whole point is divine union within the self, and a lot of people lose sight of that. It's always a journey about the self. That's what this whole life is. Everybody else is a soul just like we are, learning the same lessons in their own soul path and history. We all have to learn the same things because we're all returning to the same place. We're all returning to our source of self, which is 100% us, right? Our own God state within, our own miracle state within. We're all returning to that. And people forget, they're like, oh, well, I'm the divine feminine, and that's my masculine. That's what he has to heal and learn. And they forget they have a divine masculine aspect of self. Well, I'm the DF. I'm the DF. Well, yeah, well, if your DF is super strong, then you need to work on your divine masculine aspect and bring it to strength and heal it, right? If you're the DM, and that's, what you resonate as, then you probably need to work on your divine feminine aspect within the self to bring yourself to balance. So the divine masculines really do need to watch that Messages from the DF video, because that's their heart space right there that needs to come into balance. And the divine feminines really do need to listen to that Messages from and for and from the DM, because that's the part of themselves they need to work on. And if the DM is telling you to get in touch with your heart space, DFs, then everybody needs to focus on what's going on in their heart space. And it's all facing their demons and filling their own voids. Like, quite literally, was like the huge messages that have been coming out. Universe has been crazy consistent. If you actually stayed and watched through the entire videos, the tarot insight at the end would fucking floor you. It would floor you how spot on that tarot was, the insight was. It was completely, even me, I was like, guys, I don't pull the fucking cards. They fly out of the deck. You know what I mean? Like, they fly out. Spirit chooses them. I don't. I'm just an intuitive that interprets what Spirit's telling me from the prompts I'm given. Honestly. Yeah, all we have is the now moment. We create our tomorrow by the thoughts we have today and the feelings we have today. Every time we put our lessons off, we get nailed. So it's time to just buckle down on ourselves and say, you know what? If I don't do this shit now, I'm going to get another fucking hammer later. Universe is going to hit me with the big fuck you stick again later. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to get hit by it anymore. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to affirm positive things to myself. I'm going to take my inner truth and just speak it with kindness and love, always knowing it will be received by others to reflect on in divine time and move forward with my healing, because as above, so below. It's when we do the work in here, right, in our higher self, when we integrate our higher self into our consciousness, that it integrates into our 3D reality. We can't heal our outer unless we heal our higher, our inner. If we integrate that in, we really do. We got to trust ourselves more. We got to love ourselves more and respect ourselves more, and not be nasty or mean to other people who aren't in alignment or who aren't healed yet, because when we spew words that are filled with hate, it's not good for anybody. You call someone an asshole. Well, how do you feel like an asshole inside for dealing with that person? for as long as you've been. Because if you haven't been dealing with that person and you cut them off a long time ago, you wouldn't be annoyed calling them an asshole right now. You know what I mean? It's the truth. Nothing my counterpart does triggers me anymore. I got rid of that last final one. I realized what it was. And no sooner than I realized it, guys, I shit you not, my whole reality started shifting around. I finally hit 100. I was working on it, and I knew it. I knew I would put 100% into everything I do, and I just didn't put 100% into myself. 99% is not 100. And that last 1% was itching at me and itching at me and itching at me and keeping me stuck. And no sooner than I realized what that 1% was and chose to face that trigger, say, even if I can't change the actual perception or perspective of everything that's going on in my reality yet, I've changed it here. I recognized it here. I acknowledged it here and said, you know what? I got it. I got it. Then I can do it. I got it and I can do it. And I ended up getting good news on my van. I ended up manifesting all kinds of means to provide for my tour, like, you know what I mean? So I could be there for people, and it all started working out, and I was like, thank you, universe. Thank you. Because I needed that trigger. I needed that exchange, and, you know, I let the rest go. You know, the rest is left up to divine time. I'm on my own path. I'm doing me every day. I'm doing what makes me feel good. My emails are answered in divine time when I resonate to it. My PMs are answered in divine time when I resonate to it. Because if I'm not resonating to it and I force myself to do it, I'm not in my unconditional truth, am I? Nope. Nope. So I just do as I'm guided. I do what feels good. I do what resonates with me. I'm going to continue doing that. And, you know, it's all working out. It's just all working out. You know, the 3D process where we integrate miracles that we go through in our own healing. Those miracles take some time for the universe to move pieces around and get you where you need to be when you need to be there and everything else. And I've totally married myself within, and it feels dang good. You know, it feels dang good. There's not much that could trigger me anymore, honestly. Honestly. I'm very chill. I'm very lax. I'm very much enjoying my life and the reality that I'm in. You know, you have to master your experience in the now moment. You know, you have to master your experience in the now moment and be at peace with where you are. Make the best of where you are and what you have, and continue to maintain positive vibrations, positive thinking. Yeah, the journey is lonely. It really can be. It can be really lonely, but that's only because we need to be alone to go within. Once you go within and you start doing that healing work, you realize you have a whole soul tribe of support. You have a whole angelic team of support. I am not alone. I know it. My angels, they are there for me all day, every day. My body might be physically alone sometimes, but my soul's not. But my soul's not. I'm always in divine conversation with myself through all means. You know, and I'm here too. You guys got a friend in me. Shit. You're not alone. Oh, by the way, guys, I updated all the playlists on the channel. So you can go in and see all of the different zodiac signs and all the different monthly readings that I've done. And they should be in order from newest to oldest. So you can actually go back to the beginning of the year and see your healing. See what's going on with all the zodiac signs. Plus, I have a Twin Flames playlist of all my Twin Flame readings that I've done on the channel to date. Plus, I have a meditation one. So all the different meditations that I really liked or that have helped me out over the course of my journey, you can get a hold of all of those meditations and all of my cards in divine timing, which are just general messages. You know, if you just happen to resonate to one of them and feel guided to click it in there, you can and receive a message. So even if I'm not live or if I'm not posting or something like that, like, you could still get a message that, you know, you were guided to. You know, learn how to trust your intuition and know that if you were guided to a message, there's something for you to take from it. There, even if it triggers you, like triggers, like, bless your triggers, because it's telling you where your voids are and what you need to work on within yourself, because we don't want to hear it. If we don't want to hear it, our mind's like, fuck that, that's not me, da 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 da. that doesn't resonate. I don't need to do that. They need to, or this person might need to, but I sure as shit don't. Life's a mirror. Life is a mirror. If you're getting triggered, there's something you need to learn from something. So I'll tell you, when you're at 100% of self, you ain't getting triggered. You ain't getting triggered. Grace is not in triggered land. No. Nope. Mm-mm. I don't do it. I don't go there. I don't go there anymore. It's not worth. Going back up in the comments here. I really do love you guys. And I'm glad I get to be here for you. You know what I mean? Because like I said, speaking of lonely, if I wasn't alone in my own space, like where I am right now in this room, I wouldn't be able to go here and just be there and just be present. You know? Just being present. And it's a good thing to have people that are in 100% of self. You know, loving themselves enough to put themselves first. And you know, when I put myself first, I do as I'm guided. You know, I do as I'm guided by my angels, knowing that it's for the collective, and that my gifts and my discussions or whatever are being put to higher use for whatever reason. You know, so if anybody's going through anything or has questions about stuff, like how to deal with whatever, or what I use. I just got myself the other day. Let me show you what I got. I was so excited because I haven't actually spent anything on myself in a long time. And the woman that I'm staying with right now took me to this place because the universe would have me divinely delayed in Paris, Illinois on my tour, right? I'm doing the Angels Exist tour. And my van, Bertha, died. She's in the rebirth process of transformation into Peggy. But I got myself a really awesome dragon bag to hold the different things that I got. And I bought myself, let me show you. I bought myself a really cool bronze turkey feather to help with smudging. So when I light my smudges, I can just kind of waft the smoke in my direction and clear my energy. Turkeys are a symbol of abundance and gratitude and that kind of prosperous energy, the harvest energy. So I'm always in gratitude when I use it. It's my reminder. And I got myself a Shiva Lingam stone. A Shiva Lingam stone. They only come from this one river in India. And it's all about balancing the divine masculine and feminine aspects within the self. And I fell in love with it. I saw it and I was like, I gotta get one. I gotta get one. It helps with your kundalini energy, you know, the healing within the self. It helps with protection and cleansing and all that stuff. So I got this. It works on your lower chakras, which helps, you know, get you through fear, get you through blocks, get you through resistance, get you into your creative energy, get you into your money flow, get you into your authenticity, all of that stuff. It helps you clear your throat and manifest from that positive balanced energy in the lower chakras. It opens the third eye and the crown. It's like a crazy awesome stone. So I got one of those. And I couldn't believe it because something this size in Sedona would cost like $40, $50, $60 depending on where you go, and they had it for 20 bucks. 20 bucks. I was like, get the fuck out. I was so excited. I was so excited. And then I got some smudges. That was the only other thing I got. I got smudges. I got this stuff. I opened this one. This was really cool. I actually used this after I was done doing the messages for and from the DM and the DF. It's called Yerba Santa, and it's a huge smudge stick, and it was used by Native Americans and Spanish settlers for deep spiritual cleansing and to aid on spiritual journeys, also used for self-empowerment, meditation, love, purification, and protection. So I had cleared my space with that after I had gotten that, and it smells really good. I got myself some sacred white sage, right? We're all familiar with white sage. That's the sage that almost everybody gets. And I got black sage, or mugwort, which is used more for like astral travel and um, spiritual journey kind of stuff in the astral realms, dream work. It wards off like psychic attacks and things like that. It protects, and it's used a lot during divination, right? Used for reading cards or anything like that. And then I got the last one I got a dragon's blood and white sage ceremonial smudge stick. It's used for like purification and protection and cleansing and all that stuff. So it's white sage, but they covered it in dragon's blood resin. Now, dragon's blood is like a tree sap. It's literally like a tree sap. They call it dragon's blood because of its color. But it's not blood. It's tree resin. But I had gotten those things, and whatever you need to do for yourself, because I haven't renewed on my sage and stuff in a hot minute. I've been using Palo Santo because it's what I have, and I actually had the funds to go out and get myself some different smudges and things, and I was really excited because I don't get to do it often, so if you haven't treated yourself to something in a while, and you can't often do it, treat yourself to a coffee or something, that's outside of your house. Or treat yourself to a tumbled stone, if you only have a couple dollars and you just feel guided to a certain crystal. Like, look it up after. If you're guided to it, if you're guided to a crystal, trust it's coming to you for good reason. It's coming to you for good reason. What did I just do with my e-cig? I'm actually going to have a cigarette. I'm going to relax and have a cigarette. But on a real note, trust yourself. Trust what you're being guided to, because there's a reason why you're being guided to that stone. There's a reason why that energy and that aid is coming to you. Right now, Lapis Lazuli, it's Archangel Michael's stone. You can use it to protect yourself, to help your third eye, help you see clearly, help you speak your truth. Lapis has little gold flecks in it, resonates with the solar plexus chakra to help you confidently move forward in what you're seeing and what you're feeling and what you're wanting to say. So Lapis is a great stone right now. If you have Lapis Lazuli already, I would keep it on you. I would keep it on your person. You can use lepidolite under your pillow to help you as you sleep. You can use selenite for the same thing. You can put selenite under your pillow or under your bed. You can do the same thing with like black obsidian to ward off negative dreams or nightmares that wake you up in fear state and panic. There's things that you could do. There's tools that you can use to help you. There's tools that you can use to help you, honestly. Anybody else want to talk about anything that they're going through? I mean, this is why I'm here. I mean, I could ramble and I could talk, but you're more than welcome to ask me stuff, guys. If I feel drawn to pull cards or anything like that, like I do have my Power of Love deck with me, and I have my Archangel cards. I told myself that if I felt guided to use them, I'd pull them out, in case you guys wanted reminders, but just definitely try and keep your energy level. Don't let anything shake you off your foundation. Don't let anything put you in a position where you're reacting to things and not thinking first, or, whatever. And if you really can't avoid some body triggering the shit out of you and you just gotta let out the truth, like let it out. Just let it out. Just let it out. Because at worst case scenario, you apologize for snapping later, And if you snap at a person that you legit can't apologize to later, it's because they were meant to be yelled at. The universe is yelling at them, for doing whatever they were doing. So thank you, universe, for being a medium of divine healing for someone else in that way. Please clear my energy and don't let it linger on me. Don't let the trigger linger. You're in control of your energy all the time. You are in control of your energy all the time. All the time. And reminder, guys, I did put out a cosmic caution earlier in the week. on Facebook. If you guys aren't following me yet on Facebook or the Ascension Team or the Greater Holistic Community, you can find all the links for that stuff in the description. All that stuff automatically goes in the description, so you guys can always find me on there, especially if you're new to my channel. I post stuff on my personal Facebook all day. You can find me. It's Grace Nicole. I share posts on Divine Rebel readings on Facebook from my personal page, so you guys can see stuff from there. Okay. All right. Let me see. I think I'm just going to pull some general power of love cards right now and angel cards just to give you guys as reminders moving forward. Once this discussion is over and I go back to probably putting on a meditation or following my YouTubers. I do. I've been listening to this woman. She's new. She's relatively new. And you can't see how many subscribers she has, but you can kind of just tell by the views. You know, she has limited views like I do. But she's Empire 333, and I've been listening to her. She's been resonating. Who else have I been listening to? Because I catch her. Oh, Mana. Annalena Bond. With Mana, M-A-N-N-A. If you are not following Annalena Bond on her channel Mana yet, God, I love that woman. I watch all of her videos. Let me tell you guys real quick before I get into this, if you don't know how to read astrology, write your birth chart. Your sun sign is the self you show the world. That is the self that shines. It does have shadow aspects that you need to heal. Every sign has a light and a shadow, okay? Everything does. Your moon sign is the part of you that you have the hardest time embracing. So if we're doing shadow work right now, I highly recommend watching your moon sign. Understand that your moon sign's shadows tend to speak a whole lot louder than any other shadow aspect. Your rising sign is the light attribute of that sign that helps you get out of your karmic patterns in this life. Okay, whatever your rising sign is, if you're in the shadow of that sign, then you are acting to your detriment. If you look at your Pluto placement, it shows you where your deep triggers are. Your deep triggers are. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. I really do love it, guys, that I know I'm helping you out. I really do. That's why I do what I do. God knows if I didn't get the feedback or anything like that, I'd start to question myself, like, am I doing this right? Like, you know? So, yeah, your rising sign helps you get out of your shadow, okay? Your Pluto placement is your deep soul wound. That's where the triggers come from for the deep soul wound. Wherever your Pluto is, that is your trigger. That is your deep trigger. That's where it sparks from, okay? Like my Pluto is in Scorpio in the 5th house. So I'm really triggered by negative addictive behavior and triggered through those I have sexual relations with, which is why I have not. I don't feel driven to either. I have no desire to either, which lets me know that I've gotten over the deep trigger, the deep scar wound in the soul. If you look at your Jupiter, that's what brings you luck. That's what expands your consciousness. That's what helps expand your journey. The light attribute of whatever house and sign your Jupiter placement's in, that light attribute really helps you light up. Like my Jupiter is in Aquarius. So the higher mind, higher thinking, expansive thinking, the collective mind is where I thrive at, and that's what I've been focusing on. Your Venus is how you love. My Venus is right there in my fifth house in Scorpio with Pluto. So, I do a lot of my healing through my relationships, my love relationships, my flame. Even though we're in separation, I came into 100% union within myself just simply because I acknowledged all of the different lessons that I learned through him. And I appreciate him greatly. Like, even if I never did get to see him again in this life, I truly do feel whole, and I'm in complete gratitude for the experience I got knowing him. You know, with beyond a doubt, I've reached that. God, for a long time, I used to refer to him as my narcissist, and the whole time, I realized everything in hindsight. It was like, God, there were so many things he was right about, so many things he triggered in me when he was at 100% of his self-love, shining light on all my voids and my deep triggers. And in hindsight, I'm so grateful for the fact that he was, because I wouldn't have come into my light had I not recognized all those triggers. you know so gratitude, right? Gratitude for the experiences, no matter what they were, because he was never um he wasn't an abusive narcissist. He wasn't like that, in that regard, but he was definitely at 100% self-love and putting himself first, and it didn't matter what my voids were that needed to be filled. He was like, it's not my job. It's not his job, and he was totally right. His selfishness really did trigger all of what I needed to heal within myself, and I've come into complete acceptance of that and complete gratitude of that. And I wish him nothing but the best in this life and his journey and whatever it is he's healing through, and every other thing. So find gratitude in everything. Where your Mars is, that's your divine masculine aspect. My Mars is in Libra. And so the shadow attribute of Libra is people pleasing and doing for others to your own detriment and not being balanced. When Libra is balanced, my Mars, when my masculine energy is in balance and I'm being fair to myself, is when I make the most progress in my actions, because Mars is all about actions. It's what we'd go to war for within ourselves, and that's self love. So getting to know your chart and all the different aspects, you should be watching more than just your sun sign. You should really educate yourself about yourself and your chart and what you're healing through. um, I'm going to be doing videos at some point on all of this information in more detail for everyone, because I think it's really important. I think it's really important for people to learn themselves. I think it's really important for people to learn themselves. That is why we're here. You can look at your birth charts. I mean, really, when I look at my chart, I have two true voids in my chart. My seventh house, the house of partnership, has 0 planetary bodies in it. 0. My ninth house has 0 planetary bodies in it, and that's including all the different asteroids, the trans-Neptunian planets, trans-Uranian planets, trans-Plutonian planets. I have 2 true voids, which means that's where I have to fill my cup at 100 first. I had to marry myself at 100 first. That's my seventh house void. My ninth house void, my awareness, my consciousness of self, my healing in that, I had to fill that cup first. Your true voids, where you have no placements at all, is where you really do need to focus 100%. 100% and nothing less first in order to manifest at your highest. Because true voids, um, they can all be overcome. They really can all be overcome. It's just a matter of what you do with it, right? It's a matter of what you do with it. And I don't like getting hit with the universe's big fuck you stick over not loving myself at 100% in those areas. And so I'm going to maintain 100% there for as long as I live. I will be married to self for as long as I live, with or without a partner. I will focus on my expansion energy and the collective energy and my travel, because the ninth house also has to do with travel. I will continue to fill that cup at 100% and keep it moving, keep it moving. So learning your chart is huge. Learning your chart is huge. All right, we got remember acceptance. Remember acceptance. So messages in divine time. As you're here, I got 44:44 on the timer. It says you are ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. Divine acceptance of all that is. Divine acceptance of circumstance and how we got there, and divine acceptance that we are in control of ourselves and our energy, and that we can create new and better, and the universe unfolds it in loving ways all of the time. Being ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embracing the rhythm of life. This is going with the flow. It's going with the flow. Accepting life is what it is. When we aren't in our truth and we manifest experiences that kind of suck, or they definitely fucking suck, you know, it's just a matter of accepting that it is what it is, and we created it, and we just have to move on from it. Yeah, remember unity. This is union within the self, right? Remembering that we are all divine masculine and feminine, and we have to maintain that balance within. We can't resonate as a feminine and not work on our masculine aspect. We can't resonate as a masculine and not work on our feminine aspect. You know, union within, understanding that love shared with another, when you share that love, that divine union within of feminine and masculine, that it's amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. Has a ripple effect. When you love yourself and you're within that balance of self, and you're doing in your highest good, and feeling and receiving in your highest good, you know, however that's coming to you, you know, life is sweet. Life was always meant to be sweet. It wasn't meant to be a struggle. We don't have to create circumstances that don't feel good. We can accept that we, you know, created what we created, and when the universe takes it out from under us or gives us no other option, that the only option we're left with is truly the best one for us, whether we realize it or not. Whether we realize it or not. Bottom of the deck is satisfaction. This is the underlying reason for why we're here. To be satisfied with life, to be satisfied with our experiences, you know, so that when we grow old and look back at our life one day, we have no regrets. We have no regrets. It says, remember, you let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. That's why we're here. We're not meant to seek approval from other people to feel whole and feel good enough. We're meant to feel that within ourselves. To be satisfied with ourselves and our experience. Top of the deck is commitment, and this is what we're consciously aware of. In this moment, we realize that we truly do have to commit to ourselves above all else. You dedicate yourself to your beliefs wholeheartedly, knowing that love is your essence. It's the essence of your very being. When you love yourself at 100, you ripple that out to the universe. And when you commit to that, the universe really does give you a life that you can truly accept and feel good in, that you're satisfied with. Because you created it from 100% of love of self, and no one got to take that from you. No one got to take that from you. That's yours to keep. Your divine self-acceptance and self-approval and self-love, and that ripple that you create through it is everything. What archangels can we call in right now to help us through whatever we need help with right now, and what message would they bring in divine time, closing out this conversation? What messages in the highest can we receive at this time? What angels are working with us? Yeah. Yeah. We got Archangel Uriel. Archangel Uriel is coming through anyway. Okay. It's Archangel Ariel, but Archangel Uriel wanted to come through anyway. Remember, guys, and this is what I put in the community post. Archangel Uriel. I call you into my being to shine light on my shadows where I cannot see. Archangel Uriel, I call you into my being to shine light on my shadows where I cannot see. And they will help you see where your shadows are, your voids, so that you can learn to fill them within. They'll give you opportunity. Archangel Ariel, we got prosperity. She's holding the endless, eternal, and infinite cornucopia that never runs dry. The universe is plentiful and abundant, and we can choose it for ourselves with our energy. Reminder, your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Prosperity. Everything you need is always provided to you. When you're in 100% self-love, you don't go without anything that you truly need. It's a reminder not to worry. Don't worry about finances. Don't worry about credit. Like, all of that stuff will pan out in the long run. Don't worry about, where you're gonna live or anything like that. If it doesn't feel right to up and leave where you are, then don't follow your guidance to stay. But trust that if you're not happy there, that there's a better option. There's a better option in the present that you can move towards to help you continue with your positive vibration and creating more prosperity for yourself. Thank you, Archangel Ariel, for the reminder. And then we got Archangel Raziel, who is the Archangel of Magic and Manifestation. Spiritual understanding, epiphanies, downloads, and eureka moments. He's bringing it in. He's bringing it in. Those hollow fucking Luias. He's bringing it in, okay? He's bringing it in. Archangel Raziel, I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truth. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about the journey. You're learning that you are a soul using a body as a vehicle to learn through your soul's healing. We're not a body before we're a soul. We're a soul before we are a body. And our body and experience here is just the means to heal the soul. And when we heal the soul, the physical world responds in amazing ways. Truly. If you heal your soul, you heal your life. It's not a matter of healing your life to heal your soul. You heal your soul, and then you heal your life, your experience here. Believing is seeing, not the other way around. You don't need to see it to believe it. That's what faith is. Believing is seeing, is faith in the highest. It is faith in the highest. When you're getting these synchronistic numbers, when you're getting those animal medicine messages, when certain animals are crossing your path, whether they're a physical animal in your experience in reality, or if they're crossing you in a picture, or something like that, if they're crossing you on a billboard, or you're just catching it, butterfly flying by, like, all the messages are there all the time. It's divine reassurance. That's the magic of the universe, that it can divinely reassure you. When you find a feather on the ground and you notice it, it's your angel saying, hey, we're still with you right now. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you, Andress. When you see the Star of David, the six-pointed star, it's a reminder of your divine masculine and feminine aspects coming into balance. It's the universe reassuring you you're on the right track. When you see the dove, when the dove crosses your path, whether in person, like a pigeon, which is still a dove, it's in the dove family, or if you see a dove on a card like this, or you see it in a message on a post online, or whatever it is, it's reminding you the universe is bringing in communication to be at peace. To be in faith and peace, that the universe loves you and it's okay. And it's okay. When you see something like the cornucopia, it's reminding you that the universe's abundance is endless, it's plentiful, and that it loves you and it will bring it to you. That all that you need is present at all times. And all you have to do is continue to follow your truth. You're not going to lose anything. Alright, you're not going to lose anything. The universe is guiding you in the highest always. It loves you. It loves you. Honestly. It doesn't take away anything that we didn't build from fear that's not in our highest good, truly. Anything that's meant to be with us will resonate back into our reality. Yeah. Beloved one, this is my twin flame card. Archangel Chamuel is the divine healer of our connections with others. Archangel Chamuel, I call you into my being to heal the connection between my own masculine and feminine aspects so that that can mirror in my connections with others and create harmony in my life. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship, Archangel Chamuel. The universe is always bringing you back together, and when you come into alignment with self, that's when you come into alignment with your soulmate, your twin flame, your divine counterpart, because they too will rise up to meet that vibration. In time, we're all entitled to heal in our own way, receive in our own way, at our own time. You continue to call on Archangel Chamuel and just pray. Hold the intention that as you heal, they also heal, and that you will be aligned in this life when the time is in the highest good and not a moment sooner. When you're both at 100%, loving the self, trusting the self so that you can love and trust each other, respecting the self so that you can respect each other, being honest with the self so that you can be honest with each other, being vulnerable with your truth within the self so that they can be vulnerable in their truth with you, prosper within the self so that they can prosper with you. Everything is good. It's all good. Archangel Chamuel, thank you for your presence here. Truly, for that reminder. I'm going to pull one more angel card. There it goes. Yeah, Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of communicating in truth. The archangel of communication and truth. It's the integrity of the self. And it's the nurture card. It's the nurture card. The child, the inner child, is being held by angels, nurtured by angels, cared for by angels that are around them. You're safe. You're safe. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So if you're around children, your children are an extension of your soul's healing. So nurture a child the best you can. Nurture a child the best you can. Even if it's your own. Even if it's your own inner child. Spend time with your children. Enjoy your children. If you have children, be with them. Love them. Take them away from toxic environments. Or stop creating a toxic environment so that they don't absorb that energy, so that they don't learn that energy, so that they can be around loving vibrations. And if you're the best vibration for them, then be that. They're extensions of your soul. Love and nurture yourself. Be in that truth. Love and nurture yourself, and the rest will fall into place. Always. Always. Thank you, Archangel Uriel. Thank you, Raziel. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Shemuel. And thank you, Gabriel. Thank you in the highest. Truly. Really, if you look at this, the women, right? The feminines, the angels, this is the indicative of the High Mother that's holding the child. The child is also holding a man. He's loving a man and holding a man. Healing's being done. It's okay. Yeah. Sometimes if a relationship is toxic, the best thing you can do for your child is walk away from it, because they absorb and learn negative things. They learn negative patterns that created karma for that person, and it's unfair to the child, truly, to be in a situation or environment that they can't remove themselves from because they're just children and they can't do it. You know, they rely on us to take care of them and put their highest good first. You know, to put our own selfish needs aside sometimes. You know, as much as we want to stay around them or keep somebody around them, you know, it's not in the highest good as far as the energy goes. You know, and we need to protect them when they can't protect themselves. We need to love them in ways that maybe others don't understand at the time, because we know intuitively that it's best for them, and everything that is good in this life will come around later. You know, if their father or their mother, you know, depending if you're a man or a woman, you know, isn't in their highest vibration and they need to love themselves more, then it's okay that they go through their healing, and when they do, they'll come back in divine time. You know, my son's father was in a state of healing for a really long time, and my son would get angry, and I used to tell my son, you know, you can choose to be angry if you want to. I said, but, you know, don't hold on to that anger. I said, your dad is just learning. He's just learning right now. I told him all the time, my son will tell you. I used to tell him, like, don't hate your dad. Don't be angry at your dad. Your dad's learning. You know, he's healing, and it's okay. You just pray for your dad. You don't be angry. You just pray for your dad. And after 10 years, his dad truly did heal. Truly. And came back, and they have a beautiful relationship. They have a beautiful relationship. I had to remove my mother. I had to remove my father. I had to remove my brother and my sisters, his uncle and his aunts, because they were so toxic to the way they were viewing his father. It was damaging. It was damaging, and it didn't matter that my son's father wasn't in the greatest of mindsets or the greatest of states, and he was going through his process. And they have a beautiful relationship now. They have a beautiful relationship now. And had I let those negative energies affect my son's mind, it would have destroyed it. It would have destroyed it. He wouldn't have his dad in that beautiful healed state right now. You know? So you just pray for people and wish them healing, and you don't harbor anger, and you don't harbor hate, and you know that your energy speaks for itself. Children are not stupid. They are wise beyond their years. And they know bad energy when they're around it. And they know good energy when they're around it. And it doesn't matter what lies or sabotaging, slashing words people say, trying to break someone down, because the kids know the truth. Kids know the truth. Energy speaks louder than words and actions. Energy speaks louder than words and actions. It doesn't matter what anybody says. A mother could bash their child's father for years, but that child knows that their mother has not so great energy, and if they were to run into their father later and their father is in a healed state, where's the child going to want to be? What is the child going to decide? They're going to choose to go where the energy is better. Every time, that's where they're going to want to be, because the energy's better. There's no amount of slander or trash talking that you can do to another parent that wouldn't bite you in the ass, because anytime you project that energy onto someone else as a reflection of your own unhealed state, and children know. Children know. Truly. Truly. For someone to trash someone else, for one parent to trash another, they're only building a coffin for their relationship with their child in the long run. The truth is the truth. It's not bashing if it's the truth. But calling someone a deadbeat asshole, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe that person's not going to be a deadbeat asshole 10 years later, and maybe that deadbeat asshole from 10 years prior will explain to their child why they were the way they were, what state of mind they were in, and that they've done a lot of healing and they've learned a lot about themselves and they created a better life and they're not that person anymore. And if that mother keeps bashing on that father for it, you know what I mean? The child's going to be like, yeah, but I talked to my dad and he's not that person anymore. And if the mother can't get off of it at some point, the child's not going to want to be around the mom. They're stuck in low vibe. That's the way it works. Forgiveness needs to be had. Forgiveness and acceptance needs to be had, and people need to be allowed to heal and acknowledged for it. And vice versa, and vice versa if you're a single dad and you're dealing with a woman who is just not present or who fell into whatever darkness that she was in, if she got herself out of it, you got to respect the healing and forgive them for who they were when they weren't in a healed state. Accept it for what it was as a part of the journey and move forward. Relationship healing. Children will always choose the truth, and they will always choose positive energy. Every time. Every time. So remember to love yourself always. Learn more about yourself always. Focus on yourself and your healing always, and love yourself at 100% always. Respect yourself and your energy above all else. Above all else. Staying in toxic environments or toxic relationships is not healthy for anyone. Not you or children. And being able to focus on yourself and heal so that you can come back at a better place later for yourself and your children is the best thing that you can do at any time. Because it's about the long game. It's about the long term. It is about the experience and the lessons through it and the healing. It's not about the short-term vision and what other people think or expect of you or the fear states that we be in. Oh, they'll never come back. They'll never heal. They'll always be this way. They'll always be that way. No, people heal. People have that choice to go within and heal, and they can make it if they're given the room to make it. If they're given the time to do it. So you just let them do it. If it takes 10 years like it did my son's father, so be it. If it takes 2 or 3 years, so be it. It's okay. The universe is magic. We get eureka moments and we have epiphanies and we get these divine downloads and we're like, oh my God, that's the truth. I can't be who I was anymore. I gotta be better. People have those moments. They just gotta be allowed to have them. And if someone's constantly bashing them or putting them down, you're not giving them the opportunity to heal. You're not giving them the opportunity to rise. You're just putting them down. You're just putting them down. And it creates terrible karma. So, that said, guys, I hope this discussion has helped you in some way. I have faith that it has. For anybody who catches the replay, I hope and have faith in the same. Okay? I love you guys. I love you guys so much. We're all on this journey together. Honestly and truly, we're all on this journey together. And it's all good. It's all good. The universe is working out everything perfectly. Just trust and have faith. Trust and have faith. Don't worry if things fall apart, honestly. Don't worry if things fall apart. Don't worry if things need time to heal. You can do anything. Your soul is so strong within. Honestly, it's so strong within. And you're capable of so many beautiful things. And your children are going to be capable of so many beautiful things. When you truly just have faith in the process and your loving ripple, everything works out. So until next time, guys, love each other. Truly, love each other the best way that you can. Sometimes, like I said, love means separating yourself from a circumstance. Sometimes loving each other is being there when you need them. So love each other, whatever that means. And love yourself. Bye.